So today we're going to take a look at a scenario where Vietnam from Aegis Pro's WICSO comes into the real world. This is my entry towards Stacking's Vietnam contest thing. I'm submitting this on the last possible day to do so. It was originally come out way before, but then things happened and it got delayed a lot. But now here is the real deal. So let's get started. And just to clarify, this Vietnam is going to be annexing all of the equipment and from the areas that they annex. So they might seem a bit weaker or stronger depending on who you ask. That's why. Okay, so now let's get started. So Vietnam is here, and the world doesn't know what this thing is or how it got here. So they're just gonna wait for it to do its first move. The first move of which being this: Vietnam declared on Myanmar. They send in troops from above and from below. And I don't know the name of Myanmar's capital or where it is, but I'm just going to assume that Vietnam has already taken it or will take it. Vietnam focuses in on the coast of Myanmar, are cutting off the coast, and now they send a military expedition towards, and they managed to cut off Myanmar from the northern half, and the northern half probably put in the wrong color there. Why did France and Myanmar doesn't surrender, they just capitulate. And in this peace treaty, we see full annexation of Vietnam into Myanmar, and this looks. And so, for all of you guys' sake and my sake, I'm just gonna say that Vietnam buys from China, so we don't have an need to thank me. Next up, Vietnam is going to declare war on the Philippines. And the Philippines, let me fix the tolerance real quick. Okay, and as I was saying before, friends decided to Vietnam and thus lands on the main Filipino island. But the Filipinos are not that weak, and they managed to almost completely repel the Vietnamese invasion. But then Vietnam starts to make even more the Philippines from Vietnam. The Philippine army manages to completely Vietnam from the island. And it is on the island. Yeah, continuing on. Vietnam and they managed to cut off the in half due to this to capture it easily, and then more landings are made at once and I don't remember if I mentioned this at all because I do cuts between there. We have Vietnam annexes the entirety of the Philippines. Sorry for the Filipinos. Or not, I guess, if you actually want to be part of Vietnam, but that's just me. That's just me. Now, some countries are going to take notice of Vietnam's expansion, and they are going to do something about it. Basically, form a coalition in case things get out of hand. The countries joining this are India, Japan, South Korea, and lastly, but definitely not least, Sri Lanka. And that's the coalition made in case Vietnam expands too rapidly. Vietnam, seeing way less land to freely expand into, are going to declare war on a country. What the heck was that? Anyways, yeah, the next country that Vietnam is going to target is Bangladesh. Jesus Christ, the tolerance is wacky today. As I was saying, and Vietnamese troops crawl their way along the Bangladeshi border, ignore it going into India. That's not actually happening. And they capture Dhaka with ease, and Bangladesh goes to heck. And in this peace treaty, we see full annexation again of Bangladesh. And India, rightfully so, is starting to feel very. Yeah. Next up, Vietnam is going to be invading the remainders of Malaysia and Brunei. They landing in Brunei, capitulating the country. They cut off Malaysia into two, and they make a few more naval landings from the Philippines here and there, and it just gets to a point where Malaysia doesn't do anything about it, and they surrender to. I struggled so hard saying that. And in this peace treaty, we see full annexation from Vietnam. Now, Vietnam is in a bit of a pickle because they can't expand anywhere anymore. Taiwan, bad idea. China, bad idea. Coalition, you'll get whipped. Indonesia, not a good idea. So now Vietnam needs to find itself some allies to do so. And surprisingly enough, one country to come to their aid and become an ally. And weirdly enough, that country is China. And you're probably going, hey, Chilean? China literally lost Vietnam. It's simply Vietnam has just made a pretty dang big deal for China. They get to use all of the things they need down here, but Vietnam just controls the land, and they promise more expansion into the coalition. And now with a new ally, Vietnam is going to declare war. The Indian coalition. I did not mean to do that. Whoops.